In this video, I will show you how to create this animation in Blender using the add-on ANIMAX 2.0. This is the scene that we are going to animate. I got it from free3d.com. You will find its link in the description. A big thank you to the creator. The scene is nicely organized in collections, and the objects are separated, which means less work for us before the animation. But I would like to make some changes. I will start by deleting the water object and replace it with a plane that I will be fracturing later. Then I will scale it up until it fills the camera view, and I will give it a material. Then I will press Ctrl A and apply the scale. I will press the slash key to isolate the plane. In the Fracturing tab of ANIMAX, I will click on Split the object. I will give the new collection a name, then I will press OK. I will set the subdivision to 5 and the number of shards to 500. And I will enable cut edges to get some more interesting shapes. Then I will enable Solidify and give the shards some thickness. The edges are very sharp, so I will go to the Modifiers section. Those are the modifiers added by the add-on. I will add a bevel modifier and change the segments to 4. And I will give it a smooth shading. I'm happy with the result, so I will click on Apply. Then I will press the slash key to go out of the local mode. Next, I will fracture this part of the house. I will start by isolating the object, then I will delete these extra faces. And I will convert this n-gons to triangles, using the shortcut Ctrl-T. Because n-gons could give us some bad results. Then I will fracture it like the previous object. But I will not enable cut edges this time. And I forgot to apply the scale, so I will apply it now. And finally, I will fracture the ground object. I will set its origin to geometry and apply its scale. For this one I will use the mesh slicing. In the mesh input, I will select the object. In the material, I will invert the slots, because I want to apply the brown material to the interior faces. I will load the XY preset and change the material index to 1 to apply the second material to the interior faces. Then I will execute the cutting. Looks good, so I will apply the result and name the new collection ground. Now all the collections are ready to be animated. First, I will exclude all the collections that I want to animate. Then I will move the misplaced objects to their respective collections. I will add a new collection item. Then select the water collection and copy its name. In the Effects section, I will add a transform effect and change the Z location to -10. Then I will enable Invert the Time, so that the animation will play in reverse. And I will change the offset direction to Y, and enable Invert the Direction. I will change the interpolation to Elastic In. Then I will enable Fade Out. And finally, I will increase the duration to 60 frames. Next, I will add a wave effect. And I will change the parameters as follow. And the first animation is done. Now let's move on to the next item, which is the ground collection. And I will animate it like the first collection, using a transform effect. I will change the first frame, to make it start before the first collection. And I will change the interpolation to back in. And change the offset direction to center. And the second collection is done. The next collection is rocks. I will animate it like the previous collections, using a transform effect. But I will just make some small changes, to make it fall down. This is the animation that we have so far. Moving on to the next collection, which is the grass. We will animate it using a transform effect as well. With this collection I will only enable fade out, and change the timing and interpolation. This is the animation that we have so far. The next collection is bricks. For this one we will use the explode effect. I will invert the time, and set the start frame to 110. I will change the Z location to 10, and the random location to 10. And I will change the time multiplier to prolong the simulation. Then I will enable fade out. And I will change the duration to 80 frames, and the start frame to 100. Next, I will add a transform effect, then synchronize it with the first effect. This effect is for adding some random rotation. I will change the random rotation to 720 degrees, and I will change the interpolation to ease in out. The next collection is house. I will hide the walls object. I will use a transform effect for this one as well. And I will animate it like some of the previous effects. But I will enable explode location for this one, and I will randomize the location a little bit. The objects are intersecting with the ground, so I will add a second transform effect, to move the objects up. Then I will synchronize it with the previous effect. And I will increase the Z location. I will give it the same interpolation as the previous effect. Then I will make few tweaks and enable fade out. The last collection is wood, which is the wooden bridge. I will use the same method, but this time I will use bounce in as the interpolation function. I placed the plane in this collection by accident, so I will move it out of the collection. For this collection I will change the fall off. This is the animation that we have so far. Now let's create the disintegration animation. I will select the water item. In the demo video, I used the streaks preset, but for this one I will use the disintegration 3 preset. I will load the preset while holding the control key, so that we don't replace the existing effects. All the new effects are synchronized to the effect named random location. Let's change the start frame and preview the animation. Looks nice, but I want to apply the same animation with the same offset to all the items. That's where the effectors are very useful. I will add an empty and scale it up. Then I will change the offset method to effector and set the empty as the effector object. It's working fine, but I will change the proximity method to direction, where the offset is along the local x-axis of the empty. That's exactly what I want. Then I will change the scale to adjust the area of influence. Now, I will animate the location of the empty. And I will adjust the timing. Looks good. Now, I will disable the first two effects and leave only the effects of the disintegration preset. Then in the options, I will go to Copy, then select the enabled effects from the drop-down list. Then I will enable the effects. All I have to do now is to paste the effects to all the items. And this is the final animation. Thanks for watching.